Hello everyone, Group 1 racing is back at Caulfield this Saturday with the running of the Memsie Stakes and a very good undercard. As we see how we went last week, we were in profit again. That's 4 weeks in a row now, so I'm quite happy about that. Last week, Hennessy led Legend of Dubai and Future History getting us all returns. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so, because we're only about 5 or 6 as of now subscribers away from 1,000. So if you could take the time to subscribe if you haven't already, that would be absolutely amazing. But let's get straight on now with the tips. Let's kick things off in race number 1. It's the MRC Foundation Caulfield Handicap at benchmark 70 level over the 1600 metres. And I like one here that's not the favourite. It's number 6, Eye of the Eagle, trained by John McArdle. Jamie Mott to ride. This was its last start win. We're taking a look at Sandown, where it got a few favours in run, got a perfect spot in run, and was produced late and scored by a length on Brazen Kingdom. But the way it did it was very good. It wasn't stopping on the line either. Brazen Kingdom was coming at it, but it was getting away from the third horse late, which was good. 1600 should suit. Gate 4 will be right there on speed. Only has to go up from a 64 to 70, so it's already ticked up the 64 box. It's been racing in 3-year-old company up until now, so I reckon it's a very progressive horse and can go back to back on Saturday. Race 3 is the Fierce Impact Pedigree Physique Performance Handicap at benchmark 84, level for the mares over the 1400 metres, and the one I've landed on here is Nunthorpe, and this was its last start run at Sandown, where it started a short price $2.20 favourite and sort of had to wait on a run, and once it got through, it was bloused late by Extreme Step, who is also in this race, the winner of the race we're taking a look at now. I just thought it's better over further. This was only 1300 metres, so it'll improve with the step up to 1400 metres on Saturday. I like its form. It's only had 5 career starts. It's won 2 of them impressively, and it's run in 2 Group Fillies 3-year-old races, which has been really good. The Vanity and the Cuny back in the autumn, so good form lines there. Only minor query is gate 10, and it'll have to do some work to get across to the lead with potentially Yellow Sam and also Girl going to the front. But if it gets a spot either outside the leader or with cover, I reckon it's really hard to beat with Jamie Carr and the 53.5 kilos. Race 4 is the Evergreen Turf Handicap at benchmark 78 level over the 2,000 metres, and the one I like here is Dillian, and this was its run 2 back at Sandown behind Clyde Moore and also Thorin. Thorin's also highlighted because it's running in this race. But Dillian had to come from a long way back. This was only second up in its preparation, and it absolutely flew home. If you take a look at some of the form out of this race, Clyde Moore, the winner of this race, came out and won at benchmark 78 level at the Valley. Thorin came out and won at benchmark 78 level at Caulfield, and the horse that finished 4th, Bainbridge, finished 2nd, beaten a photo in a benchmark 78 a couple of weeks ago at the Valley. So Dillian should be, I think, considering off this run, winning a benchmark 78 sometime soon, and I'm hoping that can be on Saturday, but we'll need some luck because it's drawn out very wide, but I'm hoping Mara and Eustace can get it right. It's had a 6-week break since its last run, which was disappointing in a benchmark 70 where it started odds-on favourite. Had something wrong with it maybe, but we know the way that Mar Eustace can ease stayers into their next run, as we saw with Future History last week. So I'm trusting them again, hoping Mark Zara can get it a good run, and hopefully it can be winning. Race number 6 is the Tile Importer Heavily Stakes at listed level over the 1700 metres, and I'm back on Jimmy the Bear, and this was its last start win at Caulfield in a benchmark 100 over 1600. Got a good run, the speed was on, and was able to just get past Right You Are, who was better over further Right You Are, so it was making ground on the line. But Jimmy the Bear was very tough to fend it off. Ran in this race last year. I was very confident on it last year, and I think the pace was just way too fast in the Heatherly last year. Set it up for the imports from the back to run on and win, so I'm hoping this year they can go a little bit slower, and if so, Jimmy the Bear from gate 9 will be on speed. Lightweight Billy Egan, and hopefully can be getting the job done right there on the speed. It's that time of the week, it's last man standing, and nothing's really changed since last week except for the fact that I'm falling even further behind. Last man standing just doesn't seem to be my thing, but we get straight on with what we're doing this week. Sky High Horse Racing is going to Caulfield. He's having 50 to win on Masked Crusader, then up to Eagle Farm, 35 to win Hot Spring Gold, back down to Caulfield, 20 to win on Benedetta, and then a $20 win multi, Benedetta into Nature Strip. Very good. Moving on to Geordie, he's going 150 to win on Wyong, Friday, race 2, Miss Artfire, so he must think that's a pretty good horse. And me, well, I'm trying everything I can. I'm going to Pakenham on Friday night, Russian Meteor, good maiden winner, and looks to be a progressive horse. So that's what we're doing for Last Man Standing this week. You're probably expecting another tip, but that's it. That's the video. That's all I've got, those 4 horses. But I can't leave without touching on the Memsie, because I know you're probably all eagerly waiting. So we'll get straight on with that. My honest opinion, and the top 3 in the top 3 horses look to be the main chances in Mr. Brightside, I Wish I Win, and Alligator Blood. So we'll start with Mr. Brightside. I think he's the one. He was the one to beat if he drew a gate, but he's drawn gate 15, so that makes it pretty tough. If he can get a good run with cover, he's definitely the one to beat. But that's the question mark you've got to take when taking the price about it. I think he's in the favourite now, so I would have had him on top had he not drawn the wide gate, but now I'm not so sure. But that PB Lawrence win was emphatic, and he's come back really well. I Wish I Win. Well, yes, he's a really good horse and a really good chance, and from gate 1 he can settle in a non-speed position. From just thinking, first up against some horses in the market that have had a run under the belt already, it'll be better suited later in its campaign where it's fit and firing. First up, will it be ready? Maybe. I'm not going to tip it on top. And Alligator Blood has trialled like an absolute jet up in Sydney, and that can definitely win. That's close to my on-top selection. One that I can entertain at a bit of a price is Nonconformist at 80 to 1. Will be better suited over further, but has been racing all throughout the winter, so it's really fit. And remember the day in the Blamey at Flemington over 1600 where it just powered? It'll be better suited over further than 1400, but I'm thinking from gate 6, if you can get a run close enough to the speed, it could be a good chance at massive odds. So that's my take on the Memsie, probably Mr. Brightside, Alligator Blood, and also Nonconformist for me. But that's going to do it for this week's video. Hopefully we can stay in profit ahead of next week, and I will see you then.